Praised be Jesus and Mary. This gospel is very appropriate for St. Didacus, since he had a great zeal for the salvation of souls. He was born of poor and God-fearing parents, and he entered the third order of St. Francis as a young man, and under the direction of a tertiary priest, he served God for a long time as a hermit, and filled with a desire for greater perfection. He later entered the Franciscan First Order and was there admitted to solemn vows as a lay brother. And his soul was continually occupied with God in prayer and in meditation. And from this source, he gathered such supernatural insight concerning God and the mysteries of the faith that learned theologians listened to him with astonishment, to his inspiring conversations. And that such a man who had no schooling, uneducated, would have such wisdom. And since Brother Didacus manifested this great zeal for souls and willingness for sacrifice, his superiors sent him with some other friars to the Canary Islands, and which at that time were still inhabited by hostile natives. And Didacus was eager for martyrdom, and he bore with great patience the many hardships that came his way. And both by his word and his example, he helped in converting many of the natives. And after being recalled to Spain, he went to Rome in 1450 at the command of his provincial, St. John Capistran, to attend the great Jubilee and the canonization ceremonies of St. Bernardine of Siena. And on this occasion, there was an epidemic that broke out among the many friars assembled in the large friary there. And despite the lack of supplies in the city at that time, Didacus always had ample supplies for his patients, and he miraculously restored many to health by merely making the sign of the cross over them. And leaving Rome, he returned to Spain. And whereas in former days he was a source of great edification to all the friars in every friary where he lived, when he felt that his end was near, he asked for an old, worn-out habit so that he might die in it as a true son of the poor St. Francis. And with his eyes fixed on a crucifix, he breathed forth his soul, saying the words, "O faithful wood, O precious nails, you bore an exceedingly sweet burden, for you have been deemed worthy to bear the Lord, the and King of heaven." And actually months passed by before it was possible to bury Didacus, because of the great crowds of people that came to venerate his remains. But not only did his body remain incorrupt, but it diffused a pleasant odor. And after it was laid to rest in the Franciscan Church of Alcala, outstanding miracles continued to occur at his tomb. And Pope Sixtus V, himself a Franciscan, canonized Brother Didacus in 1588. And Didacus is the special patron of those friars who are brothers. And the Spanish for Didacus is Diego. And the mission, San Diego in California, was named after this Franciscan saint. So let us pray to him for that, for a greater desire in pursuing the life of perfection and a greater zeal for the salvation of souls.